that he just conceded the match right there. Didn't even have Joshua pot 5 more balls for the win.
Dennis, all yours, mate.
So Dennis wins the lag. Both players wearing US Open 9-ball championship matching shirts, Ted.
Hard to tell them apart.
Well, one looks like a boxer and one looks like a ballet dancer. That's just a joke. Don't hate on me, you American fans. It's just a joke.
You know how to wind up the American fans,
yeah.
Carl.
Yeah, they'll be slating me right now. So the hatchet man gets underway, and it's a good break, is this? And he's on the 2-ball, Ted.
Now, it should be noted that Dennis Hatch isn't even playing full-time pool. He's hardly playing pool at all. He basically gave up the game a year ago and bought himself a used car dealership in South Bend, Indiana. And he decided, you know what, the US Open, it's in Vegas, it's being promoted by Matchroom. I love these big-time TV events. I got to get in it. So he came out here without even having shot a ball in 1 year. And he has won 3 straight matches here at the US Open, including a fantastic comeback win over Earl Strickland. And look at this, he's out here. We haven't even started this match a little more than just a minute in.
Yeah, so if you want a used car, message the hatchet man.
He'll sort you out.
This is what Dennis can do, though. He can reel racks off super quick, very talented, left-handed player. 1-0.
Thank you.
I have a feeling this match isn't going to take long. Both these players are fast. And some outside matches right now. Cheng-Che Liu up 10-7 over Matusz Snegatsky. Now, that is a loser's side match, so if Cheng can hold on, he will go on to the next round. Wang Kan 6-3 up over Wojciech Szewczak of Poland. Jeffrey Ignacio 7-5 over James Aranis in an all-Filipino battle.
So Dennis Hatch, break and run in the first rack. Can he keep SvB in his chair? And it's another powerful break. Is this one, Ted? 1 ball looks like it's going to be setting up. Is it a combo? I think it is, you know.
Well, Dennis Hatch with that crowd-pleasing style just gets up and whacks him. Doesn't take too long on these shots either. He's got a very fiery personality out here, which the fans always like.
Yeah, key shot here is just try and get this 1 ball tracking towards this corner pocket as a setup. He needs this to slow down. That's pretty good, you know. In fact, that's perfect. So 3 ball is over on the left side. So as long as he gets on this 3 ball, he's not got a bad chance. 3 ball is near the top jaw, so might cause some kind of little problem, but we'll see. just bounced a little bit too hard, hasn't it? Yeah, that jaw was always coming into play, and the previous shot, he'd have liked to have been exactly on the rail, I think. So now he's faced with a little test. He's forgot about the cue ball, Ted.
He certainly did, and he is very upset with himself, and rightly so. He was cruising along. That was a nice pot, but he scratched, and now that's ball in hand for the 5-time US Open champion.
Yeah, the hatchet man needs to cut them little errors out. He knows better than anybody that, you know, he won't need to be told. But he won't be scared to beat Shane, you know. He's not that type of guy.
That's a good point, Carl. He's not scared to beat him. And I think there are plenty of players who are scared and find it difficult to raise their game to the level where they need to beat Shane Van Boening. He is an intimidating opponent. 5-time US Open champion. And there it is, the Mandalay Bay. We are here at the Convention Center of the Mandalay in Las Vegas. Beautiful weather this time of year. So we're at 1 apiece.
Yes, and we get to see the highly skillful SvB breakoff. 1-1.
I really don't think anybody in the game practices the break shot more than Shane Van Boening. He's first to arrive at the practice table. He's the last to leave.
And that practice pays off time and time again. Very rare you see him hit a bad break off, you know.
It's a massive advantage in 9-ball. Once you master the break, you pretty much master the game.
So it's a thin one, but it's near the rail, so the pocketing of the ball's not the problem. He needs to get the cue ball in between that 4 and black 8, doesn't he, that gap? So pace is key, and that looks good. So there you see, you can get the cue ball all the way through that gap now for the red 3. Wow, early nerves from the 5-time champ. Now Dennis Hatch has to clear the table here and try and punish that mistake. That is a must.
Yeah, when we saw Dennis Hatch in his match against Earl Strickland, there was a slew of errors from both players. So certainly Dennis Hatch isn't going to get away with that this time. You can't expect Shane to make too many mistakes. So the hatchet man's going to have to step up his game.
Yeah, Dennis certainly comes to the bracket, under the bracket, I apologise. He comes under the bracket of a natural player, somebody who has got a good eye for the game. Kind of just sees the shot and sort of knows what shot to play kind of straight away. A bit like Joshua Filler, Jason Shaw, Carl Boys.
I was going to say, Carl Boys. You're winding him up, Carl.
Yeah, I'm getting these Americans out. Dennis just looking at the crowd here, acting like Earl in that shot. Dennis sporting some very fancy shoes. Look at them dazzlers there.
Yeah, they're sparkling. So a nice job by Dennis Hatch, and that all came off that missed ball by Shane Van Boening. And that's what you got to do. You must pounce on the mistakes.
Outside table action, the battle of the Filipinos. Ignacio leads Aranas 7-6.
Shinagotsky has come back. He trails 9-10 to Cheng Che Lu. And Wang Kan 7-4 over Wojciech Szewczak. And there you see the route of Shane Van Boening.
Yeah, that's quite a tricky little section, that, to be fair. Sometimes you cop for what would perceive to be an easier route on paper, but Shane's not had it easy, but he's played flawless up to now. Be interesting to see what the head-to-head is like between these two. Obviously, we know Shane's won many tournaments, but I'm just intrigued. If anybody knows like rough head-to-head between these two, I'd love to hear.
Oh, he's really got the break shot working.
So this 2-ball does cut to right centre, and to be fair, if he gets on the 3, you'd have to say it could be rack over. Needs the 3. He needs to miss the 3. And he has done. That's perfect. Well played. Slightly hampered, but he's close to his work, so shouldn't cause too many issues. Just pot your ball, and he has done. You can see Dennis Hatch has got that kind of confident arrogance around the table, and that's what you need when you're playing in the pit.
Well, he can hit them hard. He can, he's got a good soft touch. He plays fast. He's a lot of fun to watch when he's on. And this could get interesting. This for a very quick 3-1 lead over Shane Van Boening. And don't forget, this is a winner side match, so the loser will get another chance right after this.
Ted, can you just flick to the draw and see where the loser of this match lands?
The loser of this match will play the winner of Joshua Filler and Petri Mäkinen. I believe. Oh, no. Nope, they don't have it listed yet. But regardless, the winner qualifies for the final 16, and the loser will get another chance.
The loser will play either James Aranas or Jeffrey Ignacio. So this is a big, big match because
There you go.
You don't want to be going into the losers qualification playing one of them two, do you? So there's extra added pressure on this match. The hatchet man is absolutely crunching the brake. I must say, Ted, I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. I love this break rule. If you hit a good break shot and just get that cue ball exactly in a parallel line across the one ball, you do seem to get rewarded.
All right, well, next time they rack the balls, maybe we can do a little more analysis on what you're talking about. Oh, he nudged the 3 ball out of the way. That ball was available. Now it is not.
When we get to the final 16, we could do some real good break analysis because we'll have the telestrator, so I can stick some lines up for you pool fans.
Wow.
The hatchet man,
the telestrator,
has made a mess of that one, hasn't he? So a couple of racks. You know,
yeah.
he could be 4-0 up, possibly 5-0 up. He's had chances in all the racks. So Shane, feeling the tension, he's overdrawn that a long way. As you can see, he's right near the pocket and he's super straight on this. Straight on this shot is not the end of the world because of where the 5 is, but if he doesn't get far enough down table, how's he going to get on the 6? So he's either going to play a stun run through, will he risk drawing it back a few inches to play the 5 in left corner? Yeah, he's played that well. He's pinched a bit of the pocket, but he might have to play a 6-7 combination. Well, I'll tell you what a shot he's played there. He had more angle than I first thought, and he powered that one in, didn't he? So it's going to be 3-2. Hatch with another mistake. You're not going to keep getting away with mistakes, Dennis. But he knows that as good as anybody.
And he looks like he's prepared to sit there a while. So Shane Van Boening gets one back. It's 3-2. A poor effort on the safety on the 3 ball by Dennis Hatch leads to the clear by Shane Van Boening. 3-2. Updates on our outside tables. Cheng Che Lu has defeated Matusz Śniegocki. Śniegocki is out. Cheng now moves on to a qualification match with Imran Majid. Wang Can up 7-5 over Wojciech Szewczak. Jeffrey Ignacio 9, James Aranas 6. So tell us what he is doing, Carl. You said he's got the special break shot down.
Yeah, when the 9 ball's on the spot and you're using the Accurac, if you break head on, the wing ball will not go in. So the wing ball in this instance is the blue 2. The wing ball only goes in if you play this with loads of spin, but Shane's not trying that break. What Shane's doing is he's playing it a lot fuller with a little spin and making the 1 in the side. But the actual aiming point of the 1, the cue ball has to come more or less in a parallel line where that middle diamond is. If it goes low or high, the 1 ball doesn't seem to go in. So it's a skillful break. There's no manipulating the rack, cheating the rack, racking the balls how you want. There's no 1 ball on the spot to make it an easy break. This is a skillful break, Ted.
Well, good analysis from Box Office Boys. Certainly, that's not going to wind up your American fans, is it?
I'll find something to wind them up, though, Ted.
I was going to say, seems like anything you do, you wind them up. That's all in good fun. And Shane is going to make Dennis Hatch pay for that mistake in the last rack. One mistake can often cost you several racks, especially when you're up against one of the greatest of all time in Shane Van Boening.
So Dennis, would he have took 3-3 after 6 racks? You would probably say yes, so just got to stay positive.
We are tied at 3. Race to 11. The winner qualifies for the final 16. The loser gets one more chance right after this.
There they are. $2,000 them shoes, Ted.
The Dazzlers.
Well, I'm sure if Dennis does lose this match, and then he loses his losers qualifier, he might go and do the tango in them shoes.
I wonder if he wears those when he's pitching cars.
Yeah, that'll seal the deal. So, the SvB break.
Let's watch it again.
Interesting how he swaps sides so often, because the last break, I'm sure he broke from where he was sat and he made the 1 ball.
He's changed sides.
Yeah, but why? Because he can't check the rack. So I'm going to ask him that. That's an interesting little thing to find out. Live from the Mandalay Bay Convention Center here in Las Vegas. SvB breaks. And as many times we always seem to see, he has a shot on the lowest ball. Cue ball gets kicked, comes round, avoids a couple of balls, and this is a good opportunity. He's going to be playing this, you would think, so his next shot, he'll just go through the gap of the pink 4 and the brown 7, just drawing the cue ball back a little bit, like so. Both players would love to just win this match and have no more pressure in the losers qualification match. That goes without saying.
This all goes back to when it was 3-1 and Hatch had an open table, but he nudged that 3 ball, then played safe. And it was a poor save and allowed Shane to come at the table, clear their colors. And since then, Dennis Hatch has been relegated to that nice, comfortable leather chair. This will be 3 on the trot for SvB. 4-3, motoring along. In stroke. And with his eye on the final 16, where it becomes single elimination, knockout, all the way to the US Open title and the Barry Berman Trophy.
What a trophy that is, Ted.
Yes, it's been renamed the Barry Berman Trophy after the late promoter who started this event over 40 years ago. His children, Brady and Shannon, are here, and you can just see how proud they are to see the event that their father started and nurtured and held all those years morph into something that really is going to be a global event.
And again, the SvB breakoff works out lovely.
Jeffrey Ignacio on the hill, 10-7 now over James Aranis. So if Jeffrey Ignacio goes on to win, he will have one more match to try to make it into the final 16. This is a clinical display of 9-ball from Shane Van Boening, 5 times US Open champion. If he wins one more, he will become the all-time leader at the US Open, surpassing Earl Strickland.
Yeah, he's run the cue ball on a little bit further than he would like, so he's going to be topping this ball with right hand spin, coming down back towards the left hand side of the table. So that's good from Shane. It's looking like a 2-rack lead.
Right out of a textbook. And it's Professor Van Boening teaching this class.
Thank you.
From 3-1 down, now up 5-3 in a matter of minutes. And as Carl said, it's really this masterful break shot that sets it all up.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you can't guarantee where the balls are going to land or where the cue ball's going to finish up if it gets kissed. All you can do is hit a good, solid break, and the rest is out of your hands.
There you see the Mandalay Bay Convention Center. From one end to the other, 33 tables in action here.
So Dennis Hatch watches on, just hoping he gets back to the table. You know, he needs to get back to the table soon and all. It's no good if Shane runs a 3 or 4 pack from here, because, you know, if he runs 3 from here, he'll be 8-3 up, and then that's a healthy lead. You don't see many comebacks like Aranas, and there you see Ted. I know he's made balls, but the one ball was nowhere near the side, and that's because he didn't cut the break enough. Watch the cue ball here. See, it just comes straight back. One ball, nowhere near the side. So he's fortunate to have any kind of shot here. And if he pots the one ball, he's... This is a big shot.
Isn't that a lovely shot? What a touch. Straight down the rail. And away he goes yet again.
Yeah, this is what Shane does. He does it time and time again.
There's nothing he can do. Shane is in total control.
SvB is a package machine. He runs packs for fun more than anybody else in the game.
He loves it. The winner breaks format is his territory. Nicely done on that 9 ball.
Thank you.
6-3 in favor of Shane Van Boening. That's 5 straight racks in which, well, that's 4 that Dennis hasn't gotten out of his chair. The first rack that in this package that Shane won, he won because Dennis played a poor safe and left it open. And that just shows how tight your game has to be when you go up against the great Shane Van Boening.
Pool fans, after the losers qualification round, when we've got our final 16 set, myself and Ted and Nick Teal will be doing Off the Rail, so stay tuned for that. That will be going out on the Facebook page, US Open 9 ball, so stay tuned for our show Off the Rail.
We're going off the rail, Boise. Literally. So Shane Van Boening moves over to this side of the table. Interesting, he just keeps changing it up. There, the one ball goes right in.
The only thing I can think of why he's switching it up is because he's looking at where the balls are. So you see where the 2-ball was, it was on the left side of the rack. That's the only thing I can think he's doing.
That's what I was thinking, because you're not allowed to check the rack. That has been banned. You have to stay at your end of the table. So he's looking for any edge that he can find to try to not only make a ball, but of course he's got to get the shot after the break on the object ball.
It was thin and he's missed it by a long way. Dennis Hatch is back at the table, just 3 racks behind. Trick shots from the hatchet man, but it's not paid off. I think he's hooked on this 4-ball. So he's going to kick at this 4-ball and try and pocket it in the top right pocket. He's got to be careful of a scratch. This isn't going to work. SvB is back at the table.
And it could be a while before Dennis gets back up with another chance.
Extension called.
So Shane uses his 1 extension per game. Not a nice shot. Wow. Reverse cut and then brings it all the way across table, down table. Position for the 5-ball. He is looking unstoppable. Shane Van Boening now 7-3 and motoring along, looking like nothing will get in his way on the road to the final 16.
James Aranas pulls another rack back. He was 10-6 behind. We've already seen him do 1 comeback. Can the comeback king do it again? Now we have started losers qualification rounds, Ted. Shout them out, buddy.
Joshua Filler 2-1 up on Petri Mäkinen. The winner goes through. Kopinyi 1-0 on Aloysius Yap. And Lou Hightow also 1-0 on Marco Tucher.
The fans have come out tonight for Judgment Day. And we will know our final 16, I would suspect, in 1.5 hours. So, pool fans, we will know the draw for the final 16. SvB makes the 1 ball, but he's no shot on the lowest ball. Straight away tries to lock him up behind the 3, and lock him up he does. Ted, Shane, time and time again, match after match, so consistent, isn't he? I mean, Jason, phenomenal player, but he had a little wobble in the last match, didn't he? Shane just seems to have this, I don't know, time and time again, so consistent.
Well, that's what happens when you're the hardest working player in the game. I don't think anybody trains harder than Shane Van Boening. Longer hours, no. He's always the first to arrive at the pool hall, last to leave.
I mean, obviously Shane is American, born over here, he was brought up playing this game. This is the Q Sport game. It's the only Q Sport game in America. Jason Shaw from Scotland as a kid played English 8-ball, so he had a much later start than Shane. So who knows if Jason was born in America, would he be 5-time US Open 9-ball champion?
That would be fascinating to see them in a final. Shane, the 5-time champion, the American, going after the title here of the American game of pool against Scotland's Jason Shaw, who's the defending champion. Be a great storyline. Wow. So the hatchet man gets back at the table, but to no avail. Shane Van Boening yet again. 8-3 now. The winning line is in sight for SvB.
Yeah, Dennis just sitting there waiting, praying he gets some kind of visit. There you see the current world 9-ball champion, Joshua Filler. Ted, has anybody done the US Open World 9-ball Championship double?
I'd have to look that up.
You would think no.
That would be a tough one. I have not heard of that, but I can't be 100% sure. So we'll have to have our statisticians, our crack statisticians, look that up.
I would hazard a guess at no. Certainly in the modern era, I don't think it's been done. SvB, regular sign. 1 ball disappears, centre pocket. And he's got a shot at this 3 ball, and this would probably be played in the corner, and it is, and it's gone. So good news for Shane is this 5 ball is in a position where he can play it into the top left and drop in behind the green 6 and play the green 6 all the way down table. Failing that, there is a possible 6-7 combination. So will SvB try and drop him behind this 6? That's the shot he's played. You can tell with the speed. And yet again, he is perfect. Dennis Hatch got off to such a good start in this match, didn't he, Ted? Looked like he was going to put up a real big fight.
Well, there was really one mistake at 3-1 that cost him the match, and that's just how superior a player Shane Van Boening is. This is as good a master class as Jason Shaw put on last night against Corey Deuel. In some ways, this seems even better.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say Shane's done this kind of thing in every match, hasn't he, Ted? He's not had a... Nobody seems to have rattled him. On the outside table for Tunskid, that was quite close. But he's so different playing on the outside table. You've got guys in this tournament who play better out of the way on the outside, and then you've got guys who need to be centre court with the crowd, and some guys on the outside.
Shane Van Boening thrives in this environment. He's from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and a very successful pool player, not just in terms of titles, but in terms of the money he has won and generated from sponsorships. And he is has made a very, very good living playing pool. And he is one of the few Americans who travel outside of the borders of the United States to play in tournaments all over the world. And it's a great lifestyle. Shane loves it. And I was talking to him the other night at dinner, and he often wonders like why other Americans don't join him and hit the road overseas. A few do occasionally. Skylar Woodward has, Billy Thorpe on occasion, but not to the extent that Shane does. So there is a ball down, and he will be shooting at the 1. Looks like the 1-8 is lined up.
Yes, Ted, I do believe it is, and I was looking at Dennis Hatch, and he wasn't happy at all. He's just not happy at all. He's just not really had a go, has he? That's the reality.
Isn't that a great shot? He not only does he hit the combination, he gets a nice angle, open shot on the 1.
Seconds.
So does the 2-ball pass the 6, or does he have to play a combo? It's tight if it does go. So it was a combo, and it was a well-judged combo.
Wow, what a nice touch that is. He's really got it all, doesn't he, Carl? There's any weaknesses you could find in his game?
No, I don't think there actually is, to be fair. Plays combos and caroms extremely well. Banks the ball good. His positional play, cue ball, fantastic. We all know what his break's like. He's got a lot of heart. Loves playing in the centre court arena of pool, so yeah, it's certainly hard to find a weakness, to be fair.
You are watching a master at the height of his craft. Shane Van Boening leading 10-3. One more rack and he will be in the final 16, where it becomes single elimination, and that all starts tomorrow. There you see Joshua Filler, the world champion from Germany, 4-1 up on Petri Mäkinen. So the winner there moves through to the final 16. Aloysius Yap up 2-1 on Ko Pin Yi. Those are also qualification matches. Lu Haitao 3-0 up on Marco Teucher. And Ko Ping Chung, the younger brother of Ko Pin Yi, 3-0 up on Tyler Steyer.
Yeah, and Jeffrey Ignacio won that match, so don't forget, folks, the loser of this TV table will be playing Ignacio to qualify. So it's not all doom and gloom for Dennis Hatch. He will have his second life, so he can still qualify.
So the 2-ball went down. He seems to have a look at the 1-ball.
Tries to play safe, double kisses the 1, and the 1-ball goes safe.
And Hatch is probably going, what is going on here? Even when he double kisses, it ends up safe.
And this isn't going to work, is it? Because the 1-ball's coming back down table. Will he get lucky? Well, he's got a bit of luck.
He got him back, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm not sure what he said. He said something funny. The crowd laughed. Now Shane has got a chance of potting the 9-ball here. He's going to go up towards top left-hand pocket with left-hand spin.
Oh, this would be good.
and come all the way back down. If he hits this one, this is going to go close, this, folks. He will not be a million miles away with this shot.
He very nearly made it, but he fouled. So now Dennis gets ball in hand.
Yep, there you see, just missed the one ball. Any newbies watching, any novices, on a foul, you get ball in hand, place it anywhere on the table. And the nightmare gets worse for Dennis Hatch. 10-3 down. Not really had many visits, has he, to be fair. And he gets a miscue. I think it's important now for Dennis to regroup. Go and wash your face, get some cold water on it, and get yourself up for that losers or left side of the draw qualification round. You can still do this, Dennis. I'd sure like to see him in the last 16. Big character for our game.
You've had your run-ins with him, haven't you? At the Mosconi Cup.
Yeah, we've even ended up rolling on the floor, Ted. I won't lie. We've done it all, me and Dennis. Could write a book on what we've got up to. Maybe you're the man to write it, Ted.
Could be. Could be a huge seller. So when you talk to Dennis now, I'm sure that's all been forgotten, right?
Yeah, we're good. It's all fun and games, isn't it? After a few shickers. Anything's possible. Don't launch your cue, Dennis. You've got another match, pal. So, the 5-time US Open champion, many people's favourite, will book his place in the final 16 if he converts these 3 balls. Of course, we don't know who plays yet in the final 16. Once all matches are finished, there will be a redraw. The 8 winners will play the 8 losers.
So there it is. The 9-ball goes down, and Shane Van Boening, what a marvelous performance. He wins 11-3. He qualifies for the final 16 tomorrow, the knockout stage. Jason Shaw is in there, and as a few others already. We're going to get to that point very soon in the next hour or so where we will know the makeup of the final 16. But right now, a big tip of the hat for a fine performance from one of the greats of the game, Shane Van Boening.